Hopefully I'll get a chance to link this video to what work I've done today, which you'll see below on this webpage, about the history of bending and a bending beam and Galileo's problem. Goes back to Da Vinci, 1498. The codexes were translated and revealed in 1967, and there's a link to the whole document in the Cornell University from 1974. So there's all the pure Da Vinci, the notebooks. Bloody hell, you should see these. You've got to look at these things. Just look at the pictures and go, wow, that is the mind of a genius. When you associate it with these two ideas of bending in a beam and the propagation of light as waves, and the two are directly linked through this history of shell theory by Love in 1892. He specifically links them together through Young's modulus. So I've been doing this all day, and I came to a piece there Love had written. Specifically, he says, from this point where Young was introduced, bending of elastic bending analysis and the propagation of light are directly linked together. Now, know that Leve closes this loop in 1915, and I know that, so I'm really excited to try to link all this stuff together, to join them to Leve in my usual overexcited way, trying to get as much information as I need in there, but there's a lot. But it's very simple, I think. Let's see. Imagine a sphere, rest mass. Imagine the center of that sphere. It's a dot point. So it exists as a place, but it has no dimension. So if you took the smallest possible entity you can imagine, a tiny weeny Higgs boson particle, smaller than that, you can't measure it. Therefore, but it exists there at the center. So it has a place, but no other measurable dimension. Okay. Now take that idea of the sphere and bend it. Put a bending force on it. Imagine an infinite power surrounding that, infinite force surrounding that sphere, and that the forces are actually imbalanced slightly. There's not the same everywhere. So there's a bending being applied to a sphere. How can you analyze what the effect at the center? Well, assume a beam sticking out of a wall. And now that the place is a line, so it has a measurable length, meters, assumed. You then apply your bending force and you look at the line and the actions within the line, knowing that when you close all your assumptions back, you're going back to the center of this sphere. And what Leve proves is that motion exists there. So I know that motion exists at this center, this dot point. So because of this history, I now understand Leve. So here's my line. Imagine a beam that's just a line. It's just a place. It has no measurable dimension except length. Bend it and take a section of that bent line and put a support there and analyze what happens at the support. You split the beam and analyze it in between. Now that's Leve's technique. He separates it, he splits it into 6, and then analyzes between each 6, takes each load case as a separate entity and analyzes it separately using the coefficient tables, 3-dimensional, to work out each of the 6. And that's why it all divides by 6. If you look at the history of bending, you're dividing by 6, and there are 6 load cases, and there are 6 in Burckhardt-Heims theory of everything too. So this is where Burckhardt-Heims is going to take off from this piece of information about Leve. You just insert Leve's 6 separate load cases into Burckhardt-Heims theories, and you have the answer. So this is where we're going, my friends, with this nonsense below you and with this ramble I'm giving you. Splits into the 6, and you can see AB5 in the dissertation. There's that shape. The center is a droplet. It's spinning. It's water. You're seeing a surface of water about to break. That's the pattern that it makes before it breaks. You can see the droplets all spinning. It forms a droplet. The droplet would have, the tip of the droplet would have a whole bang, and the whole thing just pops. But what happens? It doesn't pop. That AB5 is just one of a series of 6. He selected it. There are others that show the load case in different positions, depending on where you take the x-axis from on the z-plane. And then you go to AB 14 and you see that there's motion there. So he proves right at the end of the final, most complex load case, that at the centre there is a clockwise and anti-clockwise twist remaining. So you take these 6 load cases of the spinning droplets, you turn them up, and you look at them as a circle, and you go, bloody hell, it's a yin-yang. It's the forces of compression and tension, shear and stress, stress and strain. The resultants of all forces are there in 2 dimensions as a circle, so that you can see that the line from Euler, you've just taken a point of it through Levy, and from Levy through, I believe, you tip it up and you look at it and you see a yin-yang. That yin-yang exists 2-dimensionally at the centre of the planet and at the edge of the cosmos as 2 dimensions. The centre line is the Euler's line, and now bend it slightly with a 1/37 arc second bend from end to end on the chord. Measure the tangent angles there, and you're looking at 1/37 arc seconds, the fine structure constant. So the yin-yang at the centre, which is a dot point, now we've put all the line back again, we're back to that dot point. It's a place, that place has an existence. What does the existence look like? Look at it from the top, it looks like a yin-yang at the tiniest possible dimension and at the largest, because it's a 2-dimensional cosmos. There's a disk through the centre. Turn to the planet. That's why the cosmic microwave background has a yin-yang pattern in it when you look at the magnetic poles. Max Tegmark, that's what you're seeing at the centre, the same place. Proving that the Earth is the centre of the cosmos, proving that the Earth is flat. And that from the centre to the ice wall at the Antarctic, time speeds up. So that when you reference it relative to the same time, you end up with a sphere. If you reference it relative to your local time, you'll see that it's a flat Earth. The ice wall around the outside makes sense. So 2-dimensional forces extended right through. What happens is, across that line, over the infinite distance of the cosmos, it gets fatter. So the centre, it has no thickness at all. At the edges, it has a dimension h, Planck's constant. It's thickened up to that size, and in that difference, the light is created, the spark is created of us, life here at the centre. And when we look at the planet, we're standing on a flat Earth. Levy proves it, Berkowitz-Hein proves it, Einstein proves it, even fucking Heisenberg proves it. Euler showed it. Love rules. Levy is the key. Open the fucking door. Let's go. See you later.